How's it going? Happy day. What's going on your side of the world? Try to get a little comfy here. See if I can't get this all in position. Let's talk about why not to celebrate, why you shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving. And no, I'm not going to say what everyone else is going to say. In case you didn't watch my last show, you might get the tone that I won't say that. Well, what did you think I was going to say? It's the racist holiday and they killed in slavery and they took their land. No, that's not why. That's not why. At all. There's more to the history than that anyways. But why shouldn't you celebrate Thanksgiving? For the same reason you shouldn't celebrate just about any holiday. I would say I don't know of any real holiday that you should celebrate. I mean, maybe you should take and bear witness to say equinoxes and different events with the moon and the sun and stargaze or whatever, and notice a divine timing of things. But I, however, do not think anyone should celebrate these holidays, any of them, especially Thanksgiving. Unless you know, of course, why. Like, is there something special about the date and the timing? Could be, I suppose. Probably is. Maybe I know, I'm just not telling you. Maybe you have to go do your own research on that. But at the same time, I will tell you this before I tell you why not to. Why you shouldn't. Let me shake this up a little more. I will tell you that I'm cooking a turkey right now, and I'm going to be going to the racetrack tomorrow. And I'm looking like Dapper Dan. I'm gonna dress to the nines. And I'm going to take a turkey and feed some less fortunate homeless types. And I'm going to have a community get-together where everybody will be celebrating a feast. But I do that for the same reason that and the same outlook and point of view as I have every day. Why wouldn't you celebrate every day? Why wait? Why wait till now? Why wait till your birthday? Why wait till Christmas? Why wait every day? What is the dilemma? What are you waiting on? I treat this day like any other day. It just so happens more people will be out to be festive. So, you can kind of gear up a little bit. But all in all, why should I have any more reverence and any reason to go and, there's no reason. Yes, granted, more people will be out and with a little bit of cheer and holidays and whatever, unless of course you got to go spend it with your family. Unless you got those kind of family events, or this year maybe they won't even let you in because you didn't get stabbed before you came. That's a chance too. But I just don't see how that works well for anyone to plot out dates to find some generally arbitrary reasons for celebrating. I don't see it. Granted, if you were to look at, say, a Mayan calendar or a planting and a harvesting calendar, there'd be a reason for celebration because you'd be unearthing something that you've planted, or hey, it's a celebration of hey, the apples, there they are, and there's a celebration of, but it probably wouldn't be the same day. It could be around the same day depending on where you live every year, but it should be around a certain day, a day of cider. Why would it be cider? Because it's how many days after the last Tolman apple fell, or those should be, maybe if you had what you'd consider a holy day or a whole day when something has come to fruition, or that you're planting something, maybe those should be. But other than that, I don't see I think it's a waste of your when you get excited about something like Christmas, when you're a kid and all, you got your endorphins kind of running high, and then afterwards you get that dull, like that doldrum. You can't have that, especially for holidays, especially for. Why not treat every day like you won the lottery? You're alive! Holy shit! Look at this. Well, hello everyone. How you doing? What's up, Jeremiah G? What's up, Unstance? What's up, Matt Jones? What's up, Will Johnson? Will Johnson, they got, yeah, you should do something about that, bro, before you end up catching something from sticking all these things that you don't even know what's inside of them inside of your head. That shit could get dangerous. It get dangerous real quick, buddy. Yeah. That's I don't know. That's tough, man. That's real tough. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do. You know, like I mean, I've talked to you before. We've talked about it a bit. I wouldn't know what to do in your position, really. No bueno, no bueno. Uh, ugh. I would have just straight, not gonna do it, or just you could probably like you could have used one of your white lies that you're allowed. You're allowed so many of them in your life. You can get away with those. But yeah, what's up with everybody? How other than that, how you doing? Hopefully you make it to that, man. Right in the middle. Yeah, that's right around Christmas, huh? Oh, jolly old Saint Nick. You can take a mushroom ride. So yeah, what's up, everybody? I'm cooking a turkey right now. I'm slow cooking it for a while into the evening because I didn't want a huge turkey, but that's all they had, so I had to get a 16 pounder. Like, what am I doing with that? I can't eat that much turkey. That's crazy. So, but they were cheap, so I was like, I guess I can feed people. So, so I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna let it go through the evening and then butter it up some weird hour in the AM. Turn up the oven a little bit. Put a little. The trick is to put some baking soda on the skin. It makes it. It changed a few things that's going on there. The chemistry of it and it get the skin nice and crispy. What's up with this? I don't know anything about Deca Fourth. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I've been less and less watching anything to do with the whole thing. I just can't even. I can't like make it make sense. Shit that it just became a mantra and it became such a like it's not going to. These people are not going to snap out of it. They're not going to become smarter. They're not going to just go, oh, let me go ahead and bag up my ego and just go, oops, I got fooled. Here's some information that would be provided. They're not going to. It's a shame. It's a shame, but that's what happens. So all we can do is hope to celebrate that these days that other aspects of and pieces of you and atoms and peoples and these things out here that they're still around, bugging around and dancing and moving in this room. Although I could sense that for a lot of people this would be quite a source of consternation and excessive bickering this year. Oh, more than most. I mean, I grew up in that where it was just never like it was okay, I guess. You got to do both sides of the family, and then yeah, it was like, oh, cool. Let's see who's gonna have a fight tonight. These people I don't see too often, and nobody really likes anyways. Let's go check them out, see how they're doing. Like, like, wouldn't I see you the rest of the year if we all fucked with each other, but we don't? So, like, why are we having this big celebration? Like, I haven't seen you in a year. Like, I think nobody sees each other because we don't like each other. Keep it that way. Now people are, it's gloves are off, I can see, for a lot of people. Jeremiah, yeah. Chris Lee, again, I cannot see you. Again, I gotta find a computer in which to look again. But yeah, man. Because I believe what you could do is just open up a new email, or come on here through a different email, and then you could get on here through that. And maybe it's from your computer. Maybe it's just the algorithm. I don't know what the hell. So yeah, what else? What's good for everybody? How's the this chilly season going? It's 75 here today. I know I'm rocking the hoodie, but I've just been enjoying being warm right now. I think it's because it's gonna cool down tomorrow, and I'm gonna be outside with fancy pants on. I got super fancy pants for the racetrack tomorrow. So if anybody wants to donate to me so I can go gamble on the horsies, I would only put a couple bucks on it. But yeah, if anybody does want to, feel free because I am low on funds. CashApp, PayPal, blah, blah, blah. It's beneath, and I appreciate it. Still need this over my head, and I just bought this new phone, because I broke the other one. Yeah. What's up, Colin? Are you up in the 80s? Yeah, it's like 75 here, 76. 40. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, maybe I should turn the light down, huh? You guys want some light in the room? It's kind of... There we go. Hey, look at that. Is that too bright? I'm gonna have to do something about that. Maybe that's better. Cool. Try that out. Maybe that way. I don't have my lighting crew. What you get? I might be in the next couple days doing a cooking show with a friend of mine. I'll do it on here, I guess. Because she doesn't really have a channel, but she can cook. Like caters, and she's been doing some pop-up kitchens, and she like knows cooking. Like I can cook, I could throw down with anybody, but like I don't know if she went to college for it or school or she just like had that mom that knew everything, and then she like learned all, like, so she could cook. Like every time I go over the place, she's always like making something, and this is never simple. It's always like all the burners are on and we're making something crazy. So I was like, so we might do a show here, and we have a big kitchen in my pool room in the back over there, and good lighting, and maybe I could somehow hook up 2 cameras and do some sort of live show for you guys. What do you think? You want to watch me cook with somebody? Tuna steak. I mean anything. And there's like what did we eat the past couple of days? Well, she was cooking for she was doing a catering event and did let's see, pierogies. She did like mushrooms and cabbage, like a very Polish recipe with whipped mashed potatoes and onions and oh man, latkes, potato pancakes, and what else did we do? I mean, that was just what she was cooking for that, and then we did a bunch of other crazy shit. Like, yeah, we've cooked some steaks and some things in the past. But yeah, we got a whole kitchen we can fucks with lots of counter space. So yeah, the other day they got a smoker, so they did their like fresh stuff. They made the sausage themselves and smoked it, and then what else they do? Smoked tofu, so they do like a vegetarian-ish style, and then they do a meat style. Yeah, smoked tofu and a bunch of other cool shit. And she's always baking bread from scratch, which is amazing. So yeah, it's pretty much the hookup. And so I've been fasting and doing this water thing. So I was like, I can't come over because you're always cooking it. It's gonna make me fucking hungry. But this next week, I will be back to eating often. So we'll cook. We'll throw something down. Throw some recipes together. And this is good stuff. Because I definitely know what I'm doing. And she knows what she's doing. It could be fun. Greek lamb meatballs. Yeah, I do like lamb now and then. Yeah. Yeah, like some souvlaki. I love Greek food. I used to work at a Greek restaurant. I've worked at a lot of different restaurants, but Greek was one of my favorites. Octopus. saganaki opa, chicken avoglemino. You like it in the gyros? You like the lamb gyros? I want the just standard gyro, the whatever the 3 meats are standard on that. Yeah, the lamb, if I'm getting lamb, I'm getting it by itself. I'd rather do like, what do they call them, lollipop lamb, you know, where you don't get much, but it's you do like a mint marinade. Well, maybe you won't use a marinade. You do like maybe like a mint chutney. Yeah, those are badass. Yeah, like lollipop lamb chops. That's what they call them, lollipop lamb chops. So what else? What else should we get into here? So yeah, next week cooking show, and maybe I'll try to turn that into something like just a channel specifically for that. I mean, I did like having everything on here as one, but I think it'll be easier to diversify my bonds. Even on some of the shit I do on here, I've had many considerations of kind of chopping up my channel into different things. Yeah, I guess then I could do like a couple shows a day with a different hat on. Although it doesn't really suit me too much. So it's hard for me to stay into that one little mode. It has to be all out of like whatever I'm thinking, I'm saying, that mode. I guess I mean, if I'm doing a cooking show, it's going to be generally speaking cooking. But then if we get into some sort of meat, maybe we'll get into the history of it and like the war that was fought in 1705 over, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And we will be drinking cocktails and perhaps smoking on the finest of finery. Maybe we'll talk about that too. Maybe we'll talk about different strains and things. You know, we could branch out, new things. And soon enough, if I can find somebody down here, I was talking to some people earlier about this. Because of everything that's happened with the thing that's going on in the world, you know, a lot of businesses are going out of business. You know, they're out of business, and there's a lot of places, especially down here, that used to be something. Now they're empty, and it's cheap. And some places are like old breweries, that because we had it was like a big uptick in the amount of breweries here. Like when I moved here, there was barely any, and then there was like within 5 years there was like, you know, a dozen, and then, you know, 2 years ago there was is more than I could count. So, and a lot of those went out of business, but now it's still there with the equipment and everything. So, considering fucking brewing some beers. I mean, who wouldn't want to drink Zen blends, the alchemical treats? Yeah, Jeremiah, I hear you on the Nation Town thing. I mean, I'm down to do, like, I would like to have an aspect of that where I have the farm thing out somewhere, but then in the city, because I'm not going to not like the city. This is not going to work. As much as I love the country, and we've talked about this plenty of times, but I like being the bridge of the two things. You know, the city's not going away. And the country's not going away either. It's not going to eat it up in one way or the other. It's just, there's just certain little fluxes of what's happening. So, I mean, I do want to have that proper farm where I can source everything and plant everything myself, so I don't have to outsource, and then be able to come into the city and, you know, brew, cook, you know, farm to table kind of stuff, man. You know what I'm talking about? Like in the smaller cities, you got that farm to table shit, dude. See, I'm way more fucking hippie than you even know. I'm like groovy, dude. I'll be drinking my IPAs every day, man, getting high, dude. Yeah, I hear you, Jeremiah. That's always the thing, is the compatible peeps is a tough thing because there are so many people. It's such a divergent bunch. Even the people that I like, that I'm around here, I couldn't really say I want, you know, the percentage wise. It's like percentage of people that I know probably from on here, there'd be enough. But everybody is so in different places. Like, there's plenty of people that I've met from other cities, like, dude, if we come here or pick somewhere to go, I'm down. But I don't know. I own enough people to make it happen here. Plenty of people I like. Plenty of people that I'm acquaintances with and friends with and friendly with, but I'm like, do I want that person like all up in the shit? Then I'd have to. Then it'd have to turn into some like, this is my fucking cult here. You shut the fuck up. I don't want to get into that. That's why you gotta. That's why whenever you're building an empire or a company, you have to hire properly. If you hire properly, you never have to work. If you hire dumber people or hire people that are not suitable for the tasks, you're asking to have your business fall apart. It's like the idea that you're only as strong as your weakest link kind of shit. I can imagine how many times you are the weakest link. Goodbye. I mean that would be here. I got an idea, spitballing here. Start a community, and then it'd be like you would kind of it'd be like a 3 months window, and then you good enough 3 months. What we're just checking it out. Maybe we want you, maybe we don't. How's it? Maybe you don't want to be here. Blah blah blah. 3 months, and then another 6 months. Then like every 6 months we have we have say we have 20 people. Then every 6 months we go, okay, choice is have 1 or 2 more people come in, or do we want to cut somebody? And every 6 months there's like the possibility of staying the same, adding a couple people, or chopping block. And I think that would keep people like, don't get too comfortable. And also gives this is coming into it. It's like it's having like a good relationship where you go, okay, when you do work for somebody, you do contract work. It's not like I'm an employee until the end of time. It's like contract work, and that's how most relationships would work. If you go on a date with somebody, it should be like, you want to go on a date? Cool. You want to go on another date? Yes. Then you go, okay, we've been on 3 dates. How about let's secure this for 2 more dates? Guaranteed 2 dates. Okay, you know what I mean? Then you kind of build it up that way. So that way it's not like, because if you're with somebody for 6 months and you go 1 more date, that's you've built up enough rapport and relationship that maybe you just like, hey, it's gonna be bumping heads, things, we're gonna know each other. So another month. How about another month of hanging? I like that idea in all aspects of relationships. Jeremiah, metaverse, metaphysical. Why? I mean, meta to me always meant mind. Matter or mot would be like material, like mother. Mother is material. Meta, I always was under the. I mean, as far as everyone I've heard, especially Alan Watts, Savan, everybody else, and what I've seen is meta. I mean, even the most basic things that you can learn is metaphysician. Metaphysician means mind. Physician. Meta means mind. So mind verse. Verse would be a single part of a book. Like you have a sentence and a verse, you know what I mean? It'd be like a speaking of the mind, an aspect of the mind. A metaverse would be one aspect of the mind. Verses would be multiple or against. It could be in, you know what I mean? Like something versus something, but that would require more than one. A verse is a singular thing. So it'd be single. It could mean single mind in a way, like a hive mind. And in that way it is. I mean, what they've been saying, hive mind is the worst aspect of it. Metaverse kind of means hive mind. What's up, Taltman Martin? David Weiss. I'm not. I don't know. I know who he is. I'm not sure if he was one of the dudes that was speaking ill of Eric Dubé. But for my money, if anybody speaks ill about Eric Dubé, they're off my list of people that I will ever listen to, which is pretty much standard. Then I know who they are, or I know their level of thinking. I don't know if that was him or not. I just know there's a lot of flat earthers that I can tell by their mouth, by the way they speak, by the way they talk, just by the tone of their voice, and I don't like them. and it's the same ones that always running their mouth about the same shit. Like, we got it, dude. Just move on to something else. I don't know which one that is. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jeremiah, yeah, the corner of the mind. I mean, that's certainly what they're trying to encapsulate the mind into a digital format on that. Yeah, yeah, for sure. And as always, you know where I stand on it. I'm okay with it to a degree. I think there's tools and technology and these things are useful, but when they take them too far, we can already see how that is no good. I mean, we've read the books, we've seen the movies. It can go that way, but it won't, as long as enough of people stay well aware of what's going on and to go, okay, tools, technology, and all of this is great, but there has to be some sort of, it's got to be more than a gray area. It's not like a stop point, but it's okay, just here is where you just got to go. All right. And you're not gonna beat out the universe coming together to create something for you without you ever doing anything about it. That's going to happen. Things occur. God, the creator, all that shit is occurring anyways. You're not gonna beat it. You're not gonna beat it to the game of becoming immortal. You're immortal anyways. You just forgot. And who would really want to be immortal to the point that you're stuck in that body? Oh, well, we can just pull your brain's memories and put them in the computer and put them into a new skin and play that game. Everybody knows that movie. So they're trying to redundify in the physical realm what's already done in the spiritual meta, like the actual mind realm. And they're trying to turn it into a digital thing, which, yeah, meh, yeah. What's up, Axiom? How you been, man? Good to see you. Yeah, they stay delaying generations of peeps. Yeah, it is. Well, the generation and the delaying of the generations or the retardation has been going on for a long time. I always, every time you look at this, you have to go. Some people are playing it as the black and the white hats, and they're playing the chessboard. No, there's a lot of us that are going. That's just two colors of all of the colors that I can use. So, and I get it that they kind of are bookends for things, but that's not how it's supposed to be played or looked at. So what we have to always realize is no matter how that black game is being played, if that's what you want to see it as, that there's the white hats in it too. So the idea of stunting or retarding development is as bad as it is in a lot of ways. It could be assisting in other ways. It could be assisting in other aspects of reality. If it's in one way, it's got to counterbalance it, so everything stays in a harmony, even if it looks a little out of whack now. If you're a man on a wire walking across the wire, and no matter what, you're never perfectly still in the middle. You have to have a little bit of sin or movement from side to side to maintain balance. It's not supposed to be all over the place, which is, we see that sometimes, like on a ship, but in the general speaking, you're always in constant motion. And so that thing is happening. As long as it's happening in a pretty quick pace, it looks still, because the micro movements are happening so fast. Does that make sense? Yeah, I mean, the walls and gates. So, okay, I mean, we've got two major words. I did a whole video on that a while back. You have a wall and a gate. What is the chances in a reality those two names are the ones that are so much in the forefront of reality? And then when you get in a little deeper into rocks and feller of rocks, and the words are there. So whether or not it was coded into the reality and they took the name upon, like the red shields, you know what I mean? Whether it was coded afterwards to fit the narrative, or if somehow it just properly birthed out that way, meaning so and so happened to have that name and they just somehow became that. They became the name, they became the icon, the archon, the energy of that. Could happen. I mean, people do. If you put a lab coat on, you're going to be 10% smarter. You put different gear on, you're going to act more like that, right? If you have a different name, you're going to act different. it's clear, it's plain as day. Studies have been done all that. So who knows? Either way. Yeah, well, that last one, Ingersoll. Help me out with that one. Isn't that like factory equipment? Isn't that like technology stuff, like tools? Why am I tripping on what that is? I mean, the name is so familiar. So I thought Rand was like publishing company and Ingersoll was producing like Husqvarna or Toro or whatever. Am I off base here? I thought it was like a technology mechanical company, you know? But I don't know how I'd break that down. So, to injure your soul, perhaps? Injure. It's the same word, I guess. I mean, that's how I immediately see it. To injure your soul. And Rand. I mean, Ayn Rand. I don't know what you do with Rand. Oh, yeah. Books. Rand is books. Dictionary. Yeah, I got you. Rand would be, and the other ones. There's some other ones that are, yeah, yeah. Injure your soul. I think that's about it, right? Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I'd years ago done a bunch on, if you get into John Taylor Gatto's all of his work and then get into like all of the people that are talking about education and where education was coming from and the Prussian schooling system, through, started in Prussia, moved through Henry Ford, et cetera, and you look at what its purpose is, it's very plain to see what his job is. Like, and I've had to have this conversation with people that they think it's a public school, and I have to be very clear, it's not public. Public schools, they call them public schools, they're not for the public. You have to be, there's so many things you have to be in there. It's a private school. You can't just go there. You can't just walk in. And for that matter, like it's private, it's privatized too, just the way any other private school is. So, and it's not serving the public. The public is like anybody can just walk over to the park. That's public space. But no, the school is not, and the education is not public. Even the knowledge that they're getting inside of those books and those doors. I mean, that's where's that knowledge coming from? That's the harder thing that people won't take a look at. Like, go ask yourself who wrote the books, why were they writing them, who are they connected to, and what is their purpose. It's very easy to see in books now, even though I haven't seen them. I've seen a few from the last couple, like 20 years ago, but like growing up, there was even weird stuff in there. You're like, what does this have to do with the lesson? And then you start to get deeper and like, well, this lesson doesn't even make sense. This doesn't have anything to do with American history. This doesn't have anything to do with, you know. So yes, anybody here that does want to, you're allowed to give me a thumbs up. You just got to hit the little button. It's the like button. That's appreciated. It's also Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful that you're here. And I'd also be especially thankful if anybody had any extra nickels, dimes, dollars. If you got a big fat check, if you won the lottery and you can send me some this way, that'd be great because I'm running totally on fumes. It's been a tough couple months financially, and I just had to get a new phone because my shit broke. So that put me into not so good financially. So if you want to help out, how about a poor poet? CashApp, PayPal, Venmo. It's in the description box beneath. It's THEO. Oh, excuse me. It's TSAR capital XEN. Yeah. Cash App $TSAR capital XEN. Same thing with PayPal.me/TSAR capital XEN. And if you want to get at me for any one-on-ones or any personal help that you need for weird things like you got funky toenails or your butt itches or I don't know, maybe something weird's going on with your dinky wang or your vaginal area and you don't want to talk about it on here, hit me up on Theoluminous, TheoluMinous @gmail.com, and don't ask me to say it again. You can rewind it and make me say it slower. Theoluminous, it just means God light. So if you know what God is, Theo, and if you know what light is, luminous, that's me, gmail.com. So much for commerce. I don't know if it's technically called commerce considering it's donation based and it's just giving. But it is a trade barter to a degree. Yeah. What else? What else? How is anybody? Is anybody doing anything weird? Anybody going on? Anybody going anywhere? For the Thanksgiving? Is anybody doing the family shit? Is it more? Is everybody found that it's become more immediate family or more friends than it was family or different gatherings of people? I mean, through the years, I've always had different gatherings of people. I've never done the like family thing so much. It's always been just gatherings of friends and things that I would consider more family than friends. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just my friend, you're my family. So tomorrow I will be what's that? Hey, Jeremiah, they still shook? What's that Wu-Tang song? Who was it? It's gonna plague me if I can't think of it. They're doing their own thing. Yeah, it's always interesting on here when people are talking to me. I have an illusion. It's completely illusory because I don't really know what any of you look like in person, or I just have a figment and I kind of just build a little story in my head about who you people are, unless I've talked to you to a degree or ever met you or seen a picture of you. Like, I don't really know. And so I just build up this storyline in my head. I'm like, oh, his parents, it must be and there's his cousin, that one, but the other one on the other side, I missed that one. That one's a cool cousin, you know what I mean? Halfway Crooks, there you go. It was Mobb Deep. Yeah, thank Jeremiah, thank you. Halfway Crooks, Mobb Deep. Wow, how didn't I get that right out the? That's why when I said Wu-Tang, I was like, that's probably why I couldn't get the name. Yes, Mobb Deep, man. Shook ones is yes. So a buddy of mine just did a song not too long ago with, remember Mystical? Remember Mystical? Buddy of mine lives in my building here. He did a song with Mystical. And it's on the YouTubers. And the chick that I'm cooking with, multi-talented, she can sing, and he's obviously can sing, and he's they were just practicing the other night. Fucking excellent. And they're gonna be doing some work together pretty soon, like in next week or so. So yeah, surrounded by the crazy talented people. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, everybody's like in the movie business, or music, art, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? I don't fucking know. So how long do you think this turkey's gonna take? I got it in there, 205 degrees, 16 pounder. Axiom, yeah. I'm like, look at this asshole. What the fuck am I doing? Look at this fucking guy over here. Yeah, the tryptophan. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I've been needing tryptophan because I was my knee was so fucked up for some days, and I really needed to sleep, and I really didn't want to eat the Advils and whatever, but there was no way around it. I had to, and if I had some tryptophan, I would have just gorged my face with the tryptophan. Took that nap. Are you not eating no tryptophan this year? Yeah, I'm gonna try a little bit out. We'll see. Mainly, I got it to bring to the quarter just to feed all the homeless people, but we'll see. Is the blue pill? Are you doing sushi? Yeah, boy. Yeah, I used to do. Usually for Thanksgiving, I'll do anything but the standard meal. But this year, I was just like, I was kind of financially in the muck, so all I could afford was really like standard shit. But everybody else is gonna eat it anyway, so sushi. Axiom just come through. Sushi's whack. Axiom, fuck all that noise. I'm on Jeremiah's side. If you don't like sushi, either you ate terrible shit or I don't know. I don't know about your dietary habits. All sorts of sushi, cooked, uncooked, sashimi, raw or rolls. All of it's trash to you. I thought you was Asiatic. Come on, Axiom. I thought you had a little Asian in your blood. Axiom, you go chili dogs with bacon. Okay, you went from one direction to the other. Chili dogs with bacon. Yeah, I was doing hot dogs for a little bit, man. That's probably what got me off fucking. Yeah, I just getting all like my fingers getting all like arthritic and shit. I was eating canned food and hot dogs. Teach myself a lesson, I guess. Can't eat that shit. Although I do, although a bacon chili dog, yeah, it's pretty dope. And onions, heavy with the onions on that too. Yeah, I never had the Coney's Island. Um, but yeah, onions, lots of. I like. Well, I prefer sauerkraut in that joint too. Sauerkraut, a little bit of onion, chili. Just the mess. I want the mess of the hot dog. I want to forget that I'm eating a hot dog. Colin, you don't trust anybody that don't love sushi. Onion rings. Onion rings I like. See, some places I don't like them, but when you get a really good onion ring, when you get that fresh oil with the with panko crust, you know the difference between panko. Here's a little piece of information that you all should know. You know when you get the onion rings or the things that are encrusted in something, it's super crunchy. It's a certain type of breadcrumb. It's called panko, and the way they make it is really interesting. They make it by electrocuting the dough. They literally electrocute the dough. Like put a fucking two wires in that joint, and it causes the way that the fibers in the bread link up. It causes them to make this weird shape that causes it to be crunchier and crispier and drier. It dries it out and then it maintains this really solid shape. Yeah, you should watch it. Watch a documentary on it. You could probably watch a quick one. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, panko's dope. So panko onion rings. And sushi, man, there was years I couldn't stand sushi, and it was basically because I was living somewhere where sushi wasn't the thing, like Baltimore, but like there's water right there, so there was actually a couple places that got some pretty good fresh fish, shipped into the harbor there, but it wasn't the city. People didn't eat. It's a blue collar town. People weren't really eating sushi, and then so like I have it. I'm like, I don't know. This is, I guess. I mean, there's 100 things I'd rather eat. And then one day you have that sushi that's so good. Somebody's like, no, you have to try this. You're like, fine, I'll try it again. And then you eat it, you go, oh. I did the same thing with coffee. Coffee I used to not like at all. It's fucking coffee. Who the fuck cares? It's all the same. And then I went to a coffee shop. Somebody's like, it's different. I'm like, it's not different. It's coffee. And they gave me a cup of coffee and with no cream, no sugar. And I was like, I need cream and sugar. Like, this is gonna taste like garbage. Nope. It tasted like it had cream and sugar in it. And I was like, okay, now I see. There is a big difference between an artistically, a roasted coffee bean. I was like, there's something different about really good sushi, really good coffee bean. And I'm sure a really good hot dog. What's up, traveler? What you doing? That mud water? You talking about that what is it, like reishi and chaga and all that. You know what I do? I do I do espresso, but then I take a mushroom blend that has chocolate, reishi, chaga. It's almost like mud, but I add a shot of espresso, and it has chocolate in there too. I don't know if mud does, but yeah. And then I put a little vanilla in there, and then I'll use either either dehydrated is pretty good for like it's an interesting texture that you get, the creaminess of it. Dehydrated milk or condensed milk I like the best. A piano exam? What is this? Like what did you have to play? Like are you like super dope or something? Are you like a like you like you got chops? Like you play out? The fucking piano man over here. I like it. Where the hell did you say you're from? Traveler. Traditional songs to teach in schools, but you can play though. Yeah, like so you want to be like a piano teacher. Hey, so Argentina. So traditional. So Argentina, like, do you mean traditional for your culture, or do you mean just across the board, like classical and? You mean like classical and like standards, jazz standards, or your culture's standards? What's up, Shadison Nada? What are you doing? Talk about clickbait? What do you mean? uh, are you saying my title was? What are you saying? Well, you missed the beginning of the show, man. We already discussed that. Oh, folklore stuff. Okay, awesome. Like folk music, around a bar, a fire, or a family gathering kind of shit. Yeah. But I mean, you could. You're in college. I'm guessing here. This is like collegiate or beyond that for. University. Yeah, that's cool. Do you ever play out anywhere? You ever just go out and busk? You ever go busk anywhere? You know what busking is, yeah? You just street corner and pull out your Casio. Just to be a teacher. No fantasies or illusions of playing out at clubs, bars, and shit, or like perhaps now and then for fun. What's up, Denise Franson? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, Denise, I already know you about to get that mud flutter. Where we said in Utah? What are you trying to do? You trying to go live next to John Levi? Denise, when you go, make sure you go to John Levi's coffee shop. Tell him I said, "What up?" You have to go. I don't care where. Utah is one place. It's not even that big. You'll probably be moving next door to him. You gotta tell me when you're going this weekend. Like when do you leave? Sacramento to Central Utah. Ah, sweet traveler. Are you gonna go play with bands too? Oh, so you're already in bands and shit. It wasn't like I'm go. It wasn't like you're the weird little kid like doing everything for classes and then on the side nobody knows, but you're just like playing piano because You're the shy kid playing piano, like this the shy lead singer. That'd be funny. Somebody who's a lead singer for a band that's like ultra introvert shy. Yeah, Trevor, that's awesome. You'll have to. Do you have any of your music up on your channel? Like, if I clicked on your name and went to your channel, do you have any of your stuff? And if you don't, you fucking go do that. You do that now, now. And if you don't, that would be great if you did. And link it up to me. You can hit me up on Theo Luminous. Email me and tell me what it is, because I can't click on your thing right here, or else I would. Search Loretta Bender. If you can you email that to me? Because I'm not gonna be able to see this unless and I'm not gonna remember that. No way. After this show, I have to wait for these to pop back. I'd have to wait till tomorrow, and then remember, and then come back to this part of the show. Sweet man, sweet. And Denise, get back here. We're talking here. You have to go. You have to go say hi to John Levi. It's written. You can't just drive 12 hours from your house to go look at houses and then not say hi to John Levi. You're gonna make me use my device and see where I'm gonna find out where John lives. I'm finding out where John lives. I'm gonna call him right now. I'm gonna make you visit him. What the hell did I do with my other thing? What have I done? Made a mess of things, of course. Does anybody else do that? You think everything's going good, then you realize you're making a mess of everything? Yeah. Hmm. So I'm just getting used to my phone. It's interesting. It's a Samsung Note 10, but when I tried to get into my Google, it said it was a Note 11, which doesn't exist. The 11 was supposed to be the 21. Was supposed to be the Note 20, and they renamed it before they put it out. So I think I got an upgrading phone, kind of, even though it's pretty much works the same. What else has been good with me? How do you find your? You got my IG, right? You can do it there too. That's fine. It's the same thing. It's Theo Luminous. TheoLuminous. The other ones, if you're on any of my old Instagrams, they don't work no more. What's been good with me, man? I don't know. I was stuck inside for a while, screwing with my knee, and then last couple of days I've been getting some fresh air. I'm getting outside. I'm about to do this little party at the racetrack, which is right across the street. And I've never been there. They do Jazz Fest here. Like, it's a huge jazz festival. It's like a 3-day festival, and it's like the hugest jazz bands, and like, yeah, it's pretty wild. But I've never been. What's good? I mean, everything's good. I mean, I've been financially in a fucking in the outhouse. You know what I mean? But what are you gonna do? Sometimes you got it, and sometimes you don't. I should at some point I should be quite splendidly wealthy, considering how often I've been not splendidly wealthy. I've been good enough. I think I've somehow been able to function and take care of at least aspects of my reality. Jeremiah, you know what? I wish I could. I don't have enough more money to do it. I don't. It's like I'm living hand to mouth out here, you know. It's like once I get money, it's like it's got to go towards rent. It's got to go towards my phone. It's got to go towards like as much as I'm a monk and I cannot eat. I gotta entertain myself. I gotta eat sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, if I had, I mean, sure. It's always this. It was always funny about I read some of these Instagram capitalist whatever pages, and I'm just like, it just makes me want to like shut the fuck up to these people, because they're like, here's what a poor person does. They'll take $800 and buy a pair of Jordans and buy some this garbage and da 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 da, and waste it on this and get fast food. And a rich person will take that $800 and invest it, and this will turn into this in 5 years. I'm like, no, motherfucker. The poor person, that $800, they can't invest it because they need to use it. They can't just go ahead and use shit that they need. Of everyone, if anybody had enough money, they would invest it. Well, not anybody, but that's always the thing. It's like, yeah, like I'd happily do that, but I don't. I don't got cream off the top of the cup. Actually, they control. Hey, I don't speak against wealth. I just say the process is a little funky. You know, I just say I just put down my barriers of what I'm willing to do and not do for said financial, biosurvival tokens. There's plenty of things that I would do that I'm worth, that should, earn me, my fair 7 or 8 figures. Sure. But on a micro scale, like things that would just get me enough to make 6 figures, most of it is not. I wouldn't feel healthy, selling people. Like if I could go and say somebody's like, oh, you can make $300,000 working at McDonald's flipping burgers, would you do it? For the majority of my life, I would say no, and I'd still probably say no now. That seems, not only would I go insane doing it, 8 hours just there, the smell, the whole thing, the whole process, that, and like really, that's what I want to be selling my brethren. But then I have that little piece of me that goes, they're gonna buy it anyways. I still have that in me. They're gonna buy it anyways. It's not my responsibility. I've already told them don't do it. And you want to buy it, might as well buy it from me. I still have that. It's just not strong enough in me that overcomes the. Could I sell crack to a single mother, a 20-year-old single mother, you know what I mean? Could I do that? I think you'd have a little different feeling than just, random, 80, 60-year-old crackheads that fell into that. It's a little different. Denise, you said you're about to get an axiom. I hear you though, for sure. About to get that mud flutter. Dinner with the in-laws, leave Friday morning, and look at houses on Saturday. Leave Friday, look at houses on Saturday, and drive back on Sunday. Yeah, you really, yeah? 2 hours north, south? Because literally if it's north or south, right, it's not really 2 hours then. Because then you just get, the triangulation. You're probably only less than an hour out of the way, really. And if it's on the way, it's John Levi. Okay, ask yourself this, Denise. Let me ask you a question. If you were about to drive 12 hours and you were 2 hours from meeting Zen, would you do it? Would you do it? Anybody here? If you were driving 12 hours, and for an additional 2 hours to driving, would you come and meet me? Just a question. Yeah, I hear you, Axiom. Yeah. Is that where he lives? Does he live in Salt Lake City? Because I thought he lived on the outskirts. There's this coffee shop in Salt Lake City. I didn't know for sure. Jeremiah, would you throw 20 on Shibby? Is that a crypto? Hey Jeremiah, go for it. Thanks. Throw 20 on there for me. If you get any cream off the top, spread it my way, because I don't got an extra 20. I literally got like $4 right now. I just had to drop all like money I didn't have on getting a new phone, or else I couldn't do this. So still trash. Yeah, axiom. Yeah, if you're not working, you're farming. I hear you on that, man. I would love to be, I'd love to be in a community of people that were farming and doing shit. But I don't know enough people that it would be as satisfying and fulfilling as part of my life. Like every day to be around people I'm just not interested in, that are that we're just there to eat food, and like the company and everything. You know what I mean? It takes that too. It can't. It's not just as easy as like I've had plenty of people that are like they're gonna like, hey, we're gonna go to farm. I'm like, I don't actually like you that much. Like with this, I wouldn't get along with you. We wouldn't get along. It would be a whole. And I know plenty of people that have lived in those communities, have gone into those kind of things, and they dipped out. Like they're just like, nah, they don't like people. There's some chaos. There's some weirdness. There's the too hippie of folks. They're really crusty hippies. And then there's, you know what I mean? Not that there's not going to be that, obviously to a degree, but. Growing food is our duty. That's about our only duty, yeah. I mean, in reality, it's nature does that for us. We really don't need to do shit. It's pretty much everything's pretty much provided. If an animal can survive, we should be able to. Is the essence of the basics of life. But then, beyond that, sure, if we want to upgrade our life and plant some food and make a nice domicile, for sure. Denise. Well, thank you. What's up, Eric Alchemic? Kabar. Well, yeah, I would do it specifically, and lose the I would lose the abrasive f bombs and shit, and the shits and the fucks. I can do that easily. The difference would be I would probably have to do it like if I was like babysitting or something, or if somebody was around that I knew had kids, that I could talk to them and do that way, because it would keep me on focused on that I'm talking to like we ones, because I can in public like fucking kids are awesome, they love me. I've often coached, taught things, and kids respond well. I've always done that, but on here it'd be kind of a who am I speaking to and how am I doing it, where it's too much of a free for all. It'd be a little difficult at first, because I don't know, because I don't it would have to be I would have to go into 101 lessons of everything, and that'd be a weird thing, because I've done those, but yeah, I'll think about it. I'll see. Jeremiah, Mardi Gras. Yeah, hopefully they said it's going to happen this year. I mean, if it doesn't, they pretty much should just, you know, blow the city up completely, because they've ruined it as bad as it can be. Like if they don't have Mardi Gras this year, they might as well they've shot themselves in both of their feet and their face. Like there's nothing, you can't just not have Mardi Gras again. That's not good. Go ahead and have Mardi Gras and blame the lies on that if they want to, but they're gonna do whatever they do anyways. Yeah, axiom. Axiom getting the heavy duty shit right now. There is no nature, just consciousness is nature. Well, if okay, then here, let's go deep. Let's go deeper then. If nature doesn't exist, then my consciousness it already grows it for me. All I have to do is trade for it. Most of the monks and the people I know, they don't grow their food. They don't live on farms. Their consciousness has it brought to them. I mean, I love growing food. I just don't have the space to do it. Actually, you thought I was smart? Of course it is. Yeah. Is this actually Axiom? Because the comments are all over the place right now, so I'm a little confused. But it's what you would say. It's just not the order you'd say them, unless they're getting jumbled up. Bruh, bruh, I'm saying, Axiom, I'm saying. What are we looking at here? It's like 5:40. Yeah, I know. No, I know who you are. I know who you is. I was just the way it's showing up on my side of the screen, the way the comments were coming. It was just it stopped letting any of your comments, and then it was all of a sudden it was like there was like no in between, and I was like reading something. It happens all the time whenever I scroll through and shit happens. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, truth. Hertz. Always like that one. Truth. Hertz. Yeah, I'm really interested in if this electrical plasma storm happens again this year, if it finally happens, or if that's what's going to occur to melt everything again in the grid. Because I'm already certain it will happen at some point, which was all of the, you know how we see all of those cities that are abandoned, that aren't really abandoned. I think they're basically already firewalled off the grid and built with materials that aren't going to be burnt down by it. So if they're not plugged in and they're grounded out, nothing's going to happen to them. Just like many of the old buildings, nothing happened to them. Everything else got melted and burnt down, but some of the buildings they've stood there. So I wonder if these other cities that we're looking at in Japan, China, Russia, everywhere that's just they're like there's huge buildings and they're like, oh, it's abandoned. I'm like, and no one's ever lived there. They're billions and billions of dollars, you know. And I think what they did is just like if I were to build something on a circuit board and I just put a firewall on it, or I don't plug that shit in yet, when electromagnetic thing or I run too much amperage through the system, it's not even going to touch that. So then, when everything does fry, and then obviously a lot of people are not going to make it either. Then where do they go? They've already planned ahead. Now they have a new buildings that are in place that are already of higher technology, anyways. That now that after the system gets like burnt out, and they start the thing back up, they plug that one in, ready to go. New piece is already on the way. Yep. Colin, prior to it, I think there would be a way. Um, Jay Dreamers does a lot on that. I wouldn't know which one specifically to tell you to go to of his plasma apocalypse prep videos. I mean, he has some on plasma apocalypse prep. Maybe just if you look that up, preparations, he might have something in there that gives you some clues. Because I know he spoke about it before. I don't remember exactly what he said on like how you would know. There'd probably be different things happening outside. The colors in the sky would change. You'd probably see more lightning. There might be a different density or a smell in the air. Woodson? I don't know Woodson whiskey. I don't know that. I'm not a big whiskey drinker. I'm a whiskey drinker if I'm around whiskey drinkers. So then I know that I have a different night. If I'm around people that are drinking whiskey, I know it's beer and whiskey, and it's gonna be a different kind of falling over the place laughing. But it's also definitely stumbly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he uses for that, but it's pretty ill. These are high tech graphics here too, man. Check them out. Well, yeah, I hear you on that. I just think that he takes it serious. Because he seems like a pretty legit dude. Like you know what I mean? Like he came from kind of a Christian background. He seems a little bit shy-ish. He seems to be like, you know, but and the way he talks and things, it to me says he's telling as much as he knows to be the truth. He doesn't seem like a bullshitter. You know what I'm saying? He might be wrong on some of it, but as far as like the channel goes, I think he really puts effort and work into it. If you got a decent computer, you could just, you know, you could run those things. I've when I used to use the computer over here, even though it's garbage, I could run a couple things like in over, you know, over here in the window. I got this thing and something behind me. I mean, I could figure it out, I'm sure, but I'm just not a computer head. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I've thought about doing that, getting a green screen, multitask. Yeah, man, it just doesn't. It's like one of my Achilles heels. Like I feel like in one sense though, if I did it, it would lose the intrinsic value I have doing it this way, as being completely off the cuff and not doing any bells and whistles to like, come look at me dance. But in another sense, it would garner a bigger audience and maybe more people would hear. You know, so I get it. It's like that. So I just don't like the idea of having you know, a shiny shit on to get people to come listen. Like either you can listen or you're not. I don't. Either you like me or you don't. Either you trust what I'm saying or you don't. What are my thoughts on smoking cannabis? What's up, Jake? Go for it. It's such a long conversation. I'll hit on the key points of it, but I did a whole video on it. It should still be up in my channel somewhere. Try to look up. Go to my channel and go to the beginning and then scroll through to about 2 years in, and you'll find one that I did specifically on cannabis. I think it was called Marijuana Myths and something. The heirloom plant itself is great. Everything about it is awesome. Where it is now, people smoke weed every day. That's, you know, that's turning into quite an addiction, right? And it's not as harmless as people like to put out, and it's not a gateway drug, and it's not addictive. It's very addictive. Everybody I know that's ever smoked that has any clear mind of it, they're like, oh yes, it is. They know it. And there's also down, you know, there's there's qualities to it, and there's the parts, right? Where we are now, because it is legal and government has done so much to it, and it's been hybridized and crossbred and blah blah blah, we're so far away from the original plant that I don't know how many times I smoked weed and I'm like, I don't like this. Paranoid, this, that, I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, how is this so much different than what I used to smoke when everything was like, I get the munchies a little bit. I got a smile on my face, permagrin. I think about some cool shit, and then it goes to, it depends. I gotta find the correct variety. It's become too much of a. I get it on a specific level. It is micro addressing issues that people have, which is a good thing. But the primary root, the heirloom seed, the flower itself in the beginning, whatever that is, that was for all good things. That was all good things. It didn't specifically target anything. Now, what we have now, sure, there's some of it is like so good for pain. You have pain, the original plant's not going to be great for it. It'll be good, but it's not going to give you anxiety. Now this, you know what I'm saying? There's just so many things like, oh, you have this you need to eat more because you went through chemo or whatever. Okay, that's great. You know, it's great that it can be divvied up into so many different little 5,000 different things that can micro address things. But at the same time, it becomes just as much of a substance that people are very, very addicted to as anything else. So, I mean, do I smoke weed? Of course. But is it every day? No. You know, it's like, sometimes it's correct, sometimes it isn't. I think people, they just put a big orange sticker and Just take the paintbrush and go. It's all the best. It's the best thing ever. It's all you need in life. They're no. That's like people that say Jesus is all you need in life. Like no, no. You need water and you need food and you need good friends and you need this is a whole thing going on here. Okay, so yeah, it's not. It's great, except for when it isn't. Aaron, there we go. Well, I mean, Denise, I have done some green screens behind me just for fun. Like whenever I was doing a lot of the Zoom chats, I could link up and put a screen on this, and that I thought was fun. That was for giggles. And in fact, I like doing the Zooms, except for it turned into like a free for all by the after a while. But I liked it because I could pull up a YouTube video. Like if I'm talking about something, I could just pull it up. Or if I wanted to, like I could split a screen and I could show you something else. So like when I'm talking about something on here, I can't do it. And I could play videos. I could have music on of anything I wanted. I could share things that I can't share on here. But I stopped doing that because basically it wasn't netting me enough money to keep doing it because it cost me X amount of dollars to keep it up. And I was like, you guys want to donate to me to keep this up? That'd be helpful. And it just was like, everybody's like, oh, yeah, somebody else will get them this, I'll get you next month or whatever. And it just turned into like, it just wasn't worth it. But I would love to do it again if I can find enough people to be like basically it's $100 for the year. And then it's, it'd be nice to get a little bit of, the time and effort I'm putting in back, right? You missed that Mexican swag. I do too. I missed the. I want to pull seeds out of it. I don't mind some mids. I don't even mind the boogie. Just the. But the high grade shit is literally like touch it once and I'm just like I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, see if you can find it, Jake. It should be on there somewhere. If not, remind me, because I have 3,200 videos that are not available because I took them down. I put them to the side, so they don't show up in my watched count or my liked or anything like that. So it's pretty interesting. Like, how do you have 7,000 subs and only that many watches? Like, no, there's a lot more than that. Millions, millions. And I'll re-put it up. I just had to so I didn't get my whole channel shut down, basically. Yeah, to each their own strain. Yeah, I mean it's nice that if you can find the strain you need for something specific. If you have a specific ailment, it's great that you can get the one thing that is exactly what you need. It's like if you have a dilemma and you take an Advil, it'll probably fix some of your pain. But if you have something like, oh, your back really hurts, then maybe you need a muscle relaxer, and that's the way to go. So like we're to the point where you can get medicinal herbs that will directly affect those whatever your problem is, but it's so hard to find, and it's like, are you sure that's what it's for? Like, he just the guy back there's, man, I smoke weed every day. I know all this shit tastes like, man, it's sativa, it's heavy head, man. Yeah, like, yeah, but really, what is it doing? Do you know? Yeah, man, you're getting high, man. Although I do have a friend of mine who went to weed college, literally went to weed college to get his learn about all the different strains and shit. And McKenna said a lot of crazy shit. McKenna said, take 5 grams of dried in a complete dark room. Yeah, go for it. Have fun with that. That's like who else spoke about doing the retreats and doing dark room meditations? Anybody hear about dark room meditations? Basically, you go to like a small village with that is all self-contained. So when you go into a room, it's all black. You can't get to where there's light. So everything is blacked out. And you do this for a week. There's no substance involved. No substances. The only thing you do during that week is every once in a while, if you need something, you hit a button or whatever, or every once in a while, people come around and they'll get you and take you to the bathroom. Or because they'll have goggles on or whatever, they can see in the dark. So they come get you, take you to the bathroom, or if you need food or something, if you're eating, and they'll get your meals. But other than that, 100% of the time, it's completely black. And what this does is it changes a bunch of your, like how you release different different chemicals from your glands, and it makes your third eye work. Because you just assume it's your body is going, oh, it's always dark, so it starts doing the things that how you'd function at night. So you can pretty much see in the dark at some point, and you're blasting out your third eye like you're on psychedelics with no substance whatsoever. Weed is like cold water. Yeah, he wasn't a huge fan of weed. He would use it, but he was a fan of more heavy duty psychedelics than weed, which was interesting. He just wanted to be on the fringe realm. He wanted to be in the outskirts of reality. He wasn't trying to put his brain into a self induced whatever rate of frequency that weed was sparking your brain at. He was going somewhere else completely. Eric, you smoke too much? Well, if you smoke too much, there's your answer. Smoke less. I don't. Yeah, I've a friend of mine smokes quite a bit, so I'm kind of in their company recently. So I find myself like I probably didn't. I don't think I touched weed in a year or two. Like occasionally, not well, probably 2 years, and before that, it was every now and then. Like if somebody had some, I would go out with them. But now it's like I think I probably got high last week or so. So. What's up, Skull? Your cat's been creeping in your dreams? He's probably looking out for you, but you should also look into the website called Dream Moods. Dream Moods. I believe it's with an S. It might be with Z, but Dream Moods, and then just look up cats in your dreams, and it'll give you a little clue. Now, here's a little trick. You can use that book for what's going on in your day-to-day life too. Like if you're out in nature and you just happen to see a couple bluebirds, you might see what that means because it's gonna have a reflective quality of what's going on in your dream world and what's happening here. So whatever's saying in your dreams is giving you a clue right here in real time. So you can use it for that too. Hey, what's up, Skull? So yeah, Aaron. So you pretty much you got it whenever you need it. Did I ever smoke every day? Oh yeah. I used to smoke. I used to like sell. Like I was for I don't know when I was in my 20s, early 20s, 19 to 20 somewhere in there. I don't know. Like smoked way too much. Between like an eighth and a quarter of decent. Like mid to high grade every day for I don't know how many 2 years, and I didn't really even drink that much then. Drinking was like so far secondary because I think it was like 19, 20. I couldn't really get alcohol. So what do you do? It was easier to get weed than it was beer, and I really wasn't even a drinker then anyway. So Hindu Kush. Yeah, that's a more original one, right? It's like a original strand. If we start walking backwards, like that was out before everything started getting crazy hybridized. What's up, Skull and Bones? What are you doing? Two bowls and Swift. Oh, when I smoked every day, it was like I'd wake up middle of the night even, smoke something. Wake up in the morning. Like it was a full on addiction. Like it was like when people say it's not addicting, I'm like, no, it is. And then throughout the day, like if I wasn't high, I was finding a way to get some weed. So yes, yes, yes. It's good to see everybody. How was your day before the big day? It's a big day. I got my turkey going right now. It's going to be cooking for I don't know how many hours. I think maybe 20. Anybody cooked a 16-pound turkey before? This is coming off of being frozen and it's still a little it's still, I had it in the fridge for 2.5 days, but it still had a little bit of ice in the middle. So I'm doing it really slow. I'm doing it like 200 degrees with aluminum on the top. And I've already brined it with cranberry and orange juice, salt, sugars, brown sugar, a little bit of liquid smoke, and some other delicious herbs and spices. And I haven't yet put anything on the skin or in the turkey yet. I'm letting it steam it first to get it kind of up to temperature. And then maybe 10 hours in, I'm going to take the aluminum off. Then I'm going to butter the whole shit inside and out. And then I'm going to let it cook with it off. Oh, and one more little trick here. Baking soda on the skin makes it crispy because it's changing the chemical makeup. It's obviously baking soda makes something more alkalinic. I don't know if it's the alkalizing effect of it or if it's just that salt and baking soda tend to pull moisture out of something. So that might be what's happening. I'm not sure how the chemistry works, but baking soda is like the big trick to get crispy skin. I do that towards the end before putting all the butter all over it. And you shouldn't put butter on till the end anyways, especially if you're putting the temperature up high, because butter has a lower smoke and burn point than oil. You want to use an oil that has a high smoke and burn point. That way it doesn't make the skin burn it. Haha, it's deep fried. I don't have a deep fryer. I'm doing it in an oven. How do I dress it? I mean, other than like, how would I prepare it? I mean, I haven't even stuffed it yet because I've been so behind. I was gonna, I don't know, probably throw standard, maybe apples, maybe make an apple cinnamon type stuffing, bread. Trying to think of other flavors I would use in there. Ginger, thyme. I might do a Cajun on the skin. I might do a Cajun skin just to be fun, because everyone's gonna have the standard turkey, and I'm like, make a Cajun. Why the fuck not? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Because I'd like, oh, cranberry. Everybody eats cranberry. Why not just baste it in it, or why not just let it brine it with that? So, and I was looking up some recipes, and people were like, oh no, it's really good because the acid, and then you get a little bit of the sweetness from the sugar. So the acids from the orange juice and the cranberry juice. You love Thanksgiving food? Yeah, I like mashed potatoes, but my friend just made whipped potatoes for a I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's a Polish meal, but it's like braised cabbage, mushrooms, onions, garlic, and some spices on top of a whipped mashed potato. Shit, so good. So whipped mashed potato is another, like, rather than just regular mashed potatoes, whipped is the way to go. Lots of milk and butter. And then green bean casserole is my joint with lots of crispy onions. Ha 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 ha. Boston Market. You know what's funny is Boston Market was always like the butt end of a joke for something. but I mess with them too. There was something, I liked them a lot, but there was something funky about the taste of the gravy. I liked it, but I could taste a chemical something in it. Even back then, when I this is years and years ago before I knew about the show, I was like, it's good, but it kind of reminded me of like why I liked a fish fillet at McDonald's. Like, do I really like that fish? No, do I really like it? No, but it was something that just I was like satisfying. Yeah, Boston Market was just like that, and it was cheap too. Yeah, whipped are extra special. If you've never done it, I highly suggest it. It's like a two part. Like you make them first and you whip them first, and then when you feel like set with them, you cool them down, heat them back up, and then add more milk and butter for a second whipping, and they become like you just might as well just add a little whipped cream in that joint too. Yeah, whipped yams. Ooh, that sounds really good. I was looking up this yam recipe. Well, I mean, there's a difference between sweet potatoes and yams. You know that's right. They're pretty the same. They're pretty much the same, but they're a little different. Anyways, it was roasted yams with onions, thyme, not raisins, grapes. So the grapes would reduce on them as it's cooking. Onions, what else? Brown sugar, and there was two other things, walnuts and something else. And I was just like, and it was feta. It was whipped feta. I don't know what happened out of nowhere. Whipped feta and whipped potatoes just were like a thing that just showed up in my reality recently. Yeah. Yeah, whip it good. Whip it real good. Whip it good. Whip it real good. Denise, what's my favorite pie? There's my answer. Dessert. um, I don't know. I've ever or just around. I like pumpkin pie. I really like pecan pie, and I never knew it until a couple years ago. Pecan pie is the Jimmy Jammers. I would like to. And I love carrot cake, but that's not a pie. I would do like a. I would do a I would like to have a pumpkin pie hybrid with the pecan, because the pecan is a little too sweet, even though it's delicious, and the pumpkin isn't quite sweet enough yet, and I think that would be perfect. Eric, I don't see. Is there a way to influence algorithms with magic? I don't see why there wouldn't be. I mean, look up people mentalists influencing random number generators. Look up people influencing RNGs. You could try it yourself. There's some websites you can go to and just see if you can steer the random number generator or the cards telekinetically. So I mean that's a way to do it. What is Peking? I never heard of that. Blueberry? I don't even know what Peking is. What's up, Carson? What are you doing? Blueberry? I don't know that I've ever had a proper blueberry pie. I mean, I love blueberries. I don't see why I wouldn't like the pie. Strawberry rhubarb. Oh, pecan. Pumpkin and pecan. Yeah. I was like a pecan. What the hell is this? Yeah, strawberry rhubarb is super dope too. Like rhubarb, it's such a hard. You got to be from certain areas because some like down here don't even know what rhubarb is. It's hard to find. A mushroom meatless shepherd's pie with psychedelics. Did you eat those already, Carson? Oh, you already ate them. I still have some. I'm going to the racetrack, the horse racetrack. It's across the street from me. Tomorrow. And everybody, this is a thing I guess we do down here. I never knew about. Everybody gets dressed up to the nines and goes to the racetrack. And you can buy you go to one level and you buy like the Thanksgiving feast and get just shitty drunk, and it's all open. And I'm guessing there's horse racing too tomorrow. I'm guessing, hopefully. Um, but yeah, I have some mushrooms for maybe that could be a thing. Oh, nice, dude. Carson, 3 grams to start already, and then you've been drinking your pee. Oh man, you about to be on your way. I mean, once you add the pee to it, man, you're re-ingesting those things, and that's gonna hit you even more. Yeah, fancy racetrack. Yeah, it's really interesting because I didn't realize, like when I moved in here, I didn't realize how close I am to all of this cool shit. I mean, I realize I'm right across the street from City Park, which is awesome. And when I look out my other window, I can see there's all these great cemetery plots around here. If you don't know, New Orleans has some of the greatest cemetery places in the world, and I can see the racetrack. It's right there. It's like right behind my favorite what is it? My favorite grocery store, and I've never been there, so I'm kind of excited. Yeah, fancy. I guess everybody puts the big hats on and does it like they're going to the Kentucky Derby or whatever. Although I've been to two of them. I've been to the one in Baltimore, the Triple Crown. I've been to two of those. Baltimore and whatever the other one was. Spongled? Spongled. Good word, Carson. Good word. So what else? What's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing for the festival tomorrow? Anything? Are you just gonna be on your come down? Or are you gonna be sleeping? Yeah, rhubarb is an interesting thing. It's like a pink celery, except it doesn't taste like pink celery. Or maybe it does. I don't know. What does pink taste like? What does pink taste like? You ever tasted her? The fancy hat people. Yeah, I can only imagine what people dress up like here because it's Halloween here is as big as like people are like it's bigger than it's not really bigger than it's bigger than in the sense that it's only locals really, but it's bigger than Mardi Gras. It's not bigger than it's just everyone from the city is dressed up and it's a hoot nanny. It's fun as shit and everybody dresses, and so all year long like everybody here is into costumes and da da da. So and lots of fancy motherfuckers around here. So I can't wait to see what everybody's wearing. Maybe I'll take you guys with me and I'll show you some of the day tomorrow. We go gambling. Well, I'm not going to be gambling unless you guys want to throw a couple dollars on it. Um, you get if you want to in the racing. You guys want to send me a couple bucks? I'll gamble on a horse for you. That could be fun. And then I'm going to go to the quarter and bring this big ass turkey and feed some people. And then I have downstairs at my building. It's going to be like everybody from where I live eating and being goofy. 144. Oh, you looked. Hey, Carson, you looked it up. The P Amanita recycles at least 5 times. Yeah, so the alkaloids really. Yeah, they don't break down too much. It's a long half life on them. The half life. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. So tomorrow you'll be eating, drinking, being merry. I mean, Carson, you're kind of always merry-like. You always got a little fruity thing about you. For a ball. Denise, down here, whenever we do white linens. So everybody goes out in their finest white linens on Saturday, and then either the next day or the next weekend. I forget. I think it's the next weekend. It's called dirty linens. So it's white linen night, and then it's dirty linen Sunday or whatever. I don't know if it's the day after where everybody's hungover and you just wear the shit that you wore the night before, and because you're gonna get them done anyways on Monday, so you just wear them out and get all day drunk, or if it's the next week, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what we do. Oh, you got repe. Nice. Yeah, there you go, Denise. Yes, exactly. Every day is a reason to. Why not? Every day is a good day to take a nap too. Your sister wanted to go to Buca di Beppo. Buca di Beppo. What is? I have no idea. Is that something? You're Italian, right? Does that mean something, or is that just like a fancy Italian restaurant? The Buca di Beppo. Buca di Beppo. Is it more like that? Buca di Beppo. The haunted hotel. Oh shit, Denise. I mean, I always say this, but you've never been in New Orleans? Oh, you have no fucking idea. It's people are always dressed up crazy here. Like you can wear things here just on a regular day, and no one will bat an eye. You shit that you wear in like big cities, and some people are like, "What are you wearing?" Like that's just no. You just wear shit here like whatever. Nobody even nobody even looks twice. You wear anything you wanted. A buca di beppo. Why do I want to do that? It's a little Italian guy. Welcome, the buca di beppo. What is buca? Like bucatini? So like pasta? What does buca mean? And what does beppo mean? So something of beppo, pasta of people. I don't know. Oh, Indian food? Yeah, boy, you got good Indian restaurants? Because that is something that you can. It's really hard to find, but you can luck out sometimes in small towns. You know, you get that one Indian family, and they came there because they want to open an Indian restaurant, and that's where you go. And you got like the old like barely speaking. They just come and just own the town. They just make hella dough with that good Indian food. But I've been places and bad Indian food is just kind of. I mean, anybody else, Indian food is Indian food and it's good. But like when you've had a difference, you're just like, good Indian food is It's like Indian, Greek is for me. Indian and Greek food is up there, like with the best. I would choose those two culinary experiences over just about anything. Totally, totally wildly different too. he, Carson, it's funny because there's a dude that lives here, and I seen him today, and I said he kind of reminds me of you. You're like big oafs. You're like 6'3", 230 pounds of just like goof. It's too bad if you would have met him a couple months ago. Uh, always flopping around drunk and goofy. Then he stopped drinking. Still cool dude. Still the same kind of guy. But he's like, I gotta lose some weight. I gotta get my shit together. So proud of him. You know, he stopped drinking and he's been, I guess, 2 months sober. He goes out and walks every day. Walks like 6 miles a day. Getting in shape. Yeah, you remind me of him though. Speaking of you talked to your boy Jay recently. How the hell's he doing? Have you talked to him, Jay Marley? Uh, Greece. Yeah, Greek food is really good. Like, it's oily, it's rich. There's I feel very fed when I eat it. I feel very nourished, no matter what it is. And I've worked at Greek restaurants and I like the vibe. I like the way they eat. The way they eat, because they're not just, you eat and you're talking and eating and it's a whole thing and small plates and it's sharing and it's an event. Some cultures, when you eat, it's you go, thank you for the food, and everybody shut the fuck up, and we just enjoy that we're eating, so let's eat. Which I enjoy sometimes, but then other cultures, there's like different ways of how to interact while you're eating, and I've always enjoyed that type of consumption. Oh, is that long ago? Wait, May. That shit. It's November. Oh shit. Let me see. I think I'll kick it with you guys for a little bit more. Yeah, what is it? I got a phone call and I got a couple things to do right now. Um, let me call this a show, and it's good to see everybody. And I might come back later and we'll just dick around, unless I have a topic of sorts. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the chitter chatter, and if you got here late, the beginning of the video was maybe important to listen to. As per usual, it's usually a good couple minutes in the beginning, from a couple to half an hour of me rambling on about something important, and then we turn it into this dialogue. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. Stay well, do goofy things. Feel free to throw me a couple biscuits, dollars, tokens. I appreciate it. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. It is TSAR, capital XEN. You can see it in the description box beneath. And if I don't see you tonight or tomorrow, which I think I will see you at least tomorrow. Be wonderful and weird. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. And we'll talk soon. Toodles, everybody.